How many times have you grabbed an old barrel and tried to burn your trash or yard waste in it? Well, this is what always seems to happen to me. First thing you know, it gets rained on. Barrel fills up with water. The ashes turn to mud. Then you got a barrel full of yunk. Yeah, I said yunk. And no matter what you do, you always seem to end up with that ball of trash down at the bottom that just won't burn. Before you know it, you have to have a 55-gallon barrel full of yunk that you got to throw away. Hopefully today I can eliminate some of these problems. Over time, all them ashes and unburnt trash turn into this big pile, and before you know it, your barrel weighs about 500 pounds and you don't know what to do with it. I've seen a couple good videos on how to improve your burn barrel, so I'm just kind of copying their ideas. I'm going to try to drill a few drainage holes in the bottom of this to let the rainwater out. I bought a step bit at Harbor Freight the other day. I'm gonna see how many holes I can get out of it before it gets dull. This particular step bit cuts up to a 7/8 inch hole, so that's what I'm putting in it. Looks a whole lot cleaner than a 12 gauge. Now that I've got my drain holes in the bottom, I went ahead and changed to a larger step bit. It'll cut a 1 3/8 inch hole. So I'm gonna flip this barrel over and attempt to cut some ventilation holes down toward the bottom. Maybe 4 inches up from the bottom. I don't know if y'all can see that hole right there, but I'll bring you up closer here in a minute. Let me grab that camera, show you what I've done. So that's a pretty big hole. I'm gonna continue to make a series of these every 8 or 10 inches around the barrel and then move on from there. Well, thank you, little rooster. So let's try to take a look at some of the ventilation holes I got around the bottom. Probably would have been a good idea to use some kind of lubricant on that step bit. Big holes that was making the drill as well as the drill bit got really hot. There's the drainage holes on the bottom. So I've grabbed up a piece of this material here. I call it concrete mesh. I'm not sure what the real name is, but I think it has something to do with laying in the concrete when you're pouring a foundation. Not really sure. You can also use it for a cheap trellis for the garden if you want. I'm going to take these cutters and cut off one row of this. It's warmed up really nice today. They said we're going to have a heavy snow accumulation this weekend. We'll wait and see. So I cut one row of wire off of there. See if this works out as good in real life as it does in my brain. So this barrel is about 22.5 inches across. So what I'm going to try to do is take this wire and make a 22-inch square out of it. If that makes any sense. What I'm hoping to do is form this into a square that's going to be. These two wires are 6 inches apart, so make it into a square and drop it down into this barrel, and it'll sit. The top of it will be about 6 inches up from the bottom. This wire mesh was only about 70 or 72 inches long, so it's not going to be long enough to make a perfect square out of. So I left this section on here. Maybe I can use that. Alright, so it's 22.5 inches across at the largest section. But where I'm going to lay the wire at, it's not near that wide. I may need to make this this rectangle into a 16-inch rectangle instead of a 22. Let me straighten it back out real quick and rebend it. If any of y'all have seen them burn barrel videos, I think you know where I'm going with this. Right there, so there's my rectangle. I don't know if the camera will show it. Let me grab them cutters and I'll cut out this piece that I actually didn't need. So remember, I told you I bought some step bits from Harbor Freight the other day. The large one, it cut a hole up to 1 3/8 of an inch. I was able to get 9 holes out of it before it was shot. I think the last 3 or 4 holes, it didn't really cut them. It more or less ripped them in the metal. Maybe that's my fault for not lubricating it. But anywho, the smaller one, it works fine. I cut several holes in the bottom for drainage, and I think it's still got plenty of life left in it. Just so you know, it was a 2-pack. I don't remember the brand name. They were gold in color, like 18 bucks. So here's the somewhat of a rectangle that I made. Plan is to drop this down in here, and of course now it doesn't want to fit. A little more tweaking on it. And I mean bending wire. Alright, let's see if that'll work. Alright, so I slid that all the way down into the bottom of the barrel. Now I've got this old grill grate from one of my charcoal grills. It's almost the same diameter as this barrel. So now that's in there. So I don't know if you can see, but that wire mesh, concrete mesh, I bent into a square, laid it down in the barrel, echo, 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 and I laid my grill grate on top of it. Down below it are the, there they are, ventilation holes. So bear with me. Like I said, this rectangle fits down into the bottom of the barrel. The grate's on top. The ventilation holes are down below it. So my understanding is when you put your burnables, your trash, or whatever you got up here on top, and you ignite it, it's going to pull air in through the ventilation holes on the bottom, and it's going to burn upward. Going to burn a lot more effective. I didn't say that. That's just my interpretation of the videos that I saw. So I've gathered up a little bit of trash. We're going to put this thing to the test. So I want to drop this rectangle made out of concrete mesh down in there. That's probably 7 inches tall. My ventilation holes I drilled approximately 4 inches up from the bottom, I believe. They are down in this area, so they are below the top where that grate's going to lay. Put the grate down in there now. See if I can't get some of this trash started on fire. You didn't think I was going to use a cigarette lighter, did you? This is the best way to go. I don't know what this is, but they're laying all around the place. Let's throw that in there. Let's give that a few minutes to burn and see what happens to it. tried to explain this burn barrel as best I could, but if there's something you still don't understand, leave me a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer for you the best I can. Okay, so a few minutes have passed by. Let's take a look. I believe everything in there has completely burnt. I believe the key to this is getting that trash up off the bottom of the barrel and getting some air underneath it. That'll help it burn a whole lot better. Right now this barrel is sitting on the driveway gravel. It might help a little bit if I put that on a couple blocks to allow the rainwater to run through it a lot easier. Well, be sure to hit that red subscribe button down in the bottom right hand corner. And if you like this video, share it on your favorite social media platform. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching my video. I'll catch y'all next time here at the It'll Do Homestead. Good night, everybody.